Hi everybody and welcome back to our channel.
Martinez Madness.
It's been a minute since we posted a video. We've been kind of riding out the long cold winter, but today we're back and we're going to show you the one we've been waiting for. Today our video is all about
Our top secret trout bait recipe.
That's right. Today we're going to show you how to make it's basically a dough bait. It's a trout bait. My granddad taught me how to do this a long time ago. I was probably 8-10 years old. I used to go fishing with my granddad all the time, and he always made dough bait. It's pretty simple. It's really simple to make, simple ingredients. Kind of over the years, he tweaked at it a little bit and I tweaked at it a little bit, and I think we've got it just about perfect right now. Works really great. We're going to go out to the lake later today and shoot some footage out there and show you how it works. Okay, so as I said, this is a really easy recipe to make. Basic ingredients, you pick them up at the grocery store. Been around for a long time. I don't understand why more people don't do this. It's kind of fallen by the wayside over the years, it seems like. But Cameron's going to tell us what we're working with here.
So we're working with up to 3 cans. I have 2 of tuna and oil.
You want to make sure and use the tuna with the oil, tuna packed in oil, because it will help your bait stay together more. It'll last longer in the water. My granddad used to kind of make it with water. It never worked as good. The tuna and oil, it gives it a really good strong smell that you won't get the same smell out of the tuna in water. So make sure tuna with oil and just a basic white flour. You can also use just bread. My granddad used to just use bread and just tear it apart and make it with bread. I like to do it with flour. It comes out to a little better consistency. So that's how we're going to do it today.
After you use this flour, you're going to want to put it in a separate bag and label it fish bait flour. Now, 2 bags and 1 can opener. The bags are to contain the bait and the can opener is to, well, open the cans. So, because it's kind of windy here, I'm going to set our bowl, which you also need, on top of our bags. And I'm going to let Dad open the tuna.
We're going to just go ahead and dump the tuna in there. All the oil, all the tuna.
Everything in the can, except for the can itself.
And we're going to add flour, and we're just going to kind of do this by feel. There's no set, this is how much you need or don't need. We're going to mix it. We're just going to keep working at this till we get a nice dough, kind of like a bread dough or that type of thing. You can also customize it. You can kind of add your own stuff.
Like garlic.
You could add garlic if you want. You could add, use some food coloring to change the color if you want to make it green or red or something like that. Different things you can do with it. Some people go as far as even putting, cheese or something in it. There's a lot of different ways you can go with it. I just like to keep it simple. I feel like the old ways still work sometimes, and less is more. All right, so Cameron spent like 10 minutes getting this can of tuna open, but he finally got it. Yes, go ahead. So we're gonna make a lot of dough bait today. We're using 2 cans.
You can use 3 if you want, like I said.
1 is plenty. 1 will get you a long ways. 2, if you're gonna be fishing for all day long or a weekend, you might want to use 2 or 3.
And this bait keeps in the freezer for 3 to 6 months.
Yeah, you can freeze it if you want to. Put it away and take it out and go use some more and go fishing again next weekend or 2 or 3 weeks from now. You can freeze it. It will hold in the freezer. It doesn't take long to thaw out because it's oil, and oil never completely freezes. So it thaws out within about 15-20 minutes really quickly.
So the reason I said 2 bags is because I don't think that this amount of bait will fit in just 1 bag. So we're gonna go ahead and split it in half and put it in 2 bags.
So I've just about got the consistency we're looking for. We want a nice, kind of almost rubbery, if you will, so it'll kind of stick to the hook. You don't want it to be too wet where it falls off. You could also make it too dry if you put too much flour in it. So you're just kind of looking for that in between. We're just about there. Got a nice dough. Looks like we blew up a bag of flour all over this table. We usually do this on the kitchen counter, and I usually am not so messy with this. My helper here is kind of messy at everything he does. So,
Oh, and also, a good thing about this bait, it's edible.
Tuna sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna put this in a bag, bag it up, and get our gear together, and we're gonna get out to the lake and catch some fish.
Our gear is ready.
Alright, so here we are. We are at Lake Maloya in Sugar Creek Canyon State Park, northeastern New Mexico. We're about 10 miles out of Raton. And we're going to put this bait to work for us. The setup I'm going to be using is very basic. Another one of my grandpa's tips, tricks, whatever you want to call it. He taught me how to do this too. So I am going to smash down my barb on my hook. I'm going to use one hook, one single hook. I think it's a number 8, I believe. So I've got my fly rod set up. I put a little bobber on here, dropped it down, about 3 feet. I will adjust that based on the depth of the water right here. In close, it's kind of shallow, so I'm not, I don't want my bait on the bottom of the lake. I don't want it in the gravel, in the dirt. I do want it to stay up off the bottom and be able to move a little bit. One of the keys to this type of fishing is to allow your bait to move. So I'm about 3 feet down. I put one single hook on. I smash the barb down because I will probably be doing a lot of catch and release. I used our bait we just made, put just enough on to cover the hook. Just a nice little setup there. I'm going to be fishing very close to the bank. We're not going to be halfway across the lake. We're not putting sinkers and weights and all kinds of stuff on there. Just very basic. One small bobber. This is a good way of fishing creeks and rivers. A lot of people will do this type of fishing. I like to use it right here in the edge of the lake. We're going to give it a shot. It's pretty windy today, but I like that because again it will keep our bait moving. You can see I dropped my bobber out there just a little ways. We're probably about 20, 30 feet out. The wind, the current, the little waves are just taking my bait and moving it around a little bit. All right, so we've been here a couple hours. It took about 15 to 20 minutes before we ever got a bite. It started out a little slow. A few minutes later, caught our first fish, and it's kind of been a lot of action since then. It's really windy. So I went ahead and took my bobber off because we weren't catching anything up above. I took it off and let my bait go on down to towards the bottom, and that's when we started catching them. And it just got wrong. He's still on there.
Nice. He's nice and rainbow too. It's got some nice colors.
That's kind of how it works. I want to bait up again and do it again. I know there's almost nothing more boring than watching somebody fish.
Ah, snap, he took my bait.
Sorry, we missed a lot of footage. Our camera person went for a hike.
Mom told me to come. I didn't want to come so I could catch a lot of footage, but Mom told me to come with me, so I
As soon
came.
as she left, literally, she was probably still within earshot when we started catching fish. Get a bite about every 2 minutes.
Hey Dad, do you know any fun facts about fish that you could tell us?
I know this water's cold. I'm getting a bite. I like this using the fly rod. You can watch your line straighten out. You know there's a fish messing with it. I'm ready for him to strike.
Why are you not casting?
See if you're tangled. There we go. And you get a bite again.
Come on, catch this one. Yes! There he is.
Sure are little.
I know.
Not very big fish today. Fun isn't catching them though. I don't care. I turn them loose anyway.
So explain what you do when you release them.
So I'm just gonna, like I said, I had the barb off this hook, so it's gonna come out real easy. And I'm just gonna kind of set it back in the water and there he goes. Oh, right away. See that?
Oh, dang.
Right away. I don't know if it's on or not.
I have one!
Get him.
Oh! Let me zoom in on you.
Camera.
There he is. Cameron, just pick him up.
My dad and I have done this, and just literally all day. And there's been days that we've caught over 100 fish just doing this, just all day long. It's a lot of fun. You don't have the patience to sit around and stare at your pole or stare at the lake for hours and hours. This is a very busy way to fish.
Oh, dang! Talk about busy. Cameron puts his back, you catch it right away. You catch another fish right away. You want to talk busy fishing when we go to Cimarron, it gets crazy.
So this one swallowed the hook. So I'm not going to injure him. I'm not going to fight with it. I'm not going to try and get it out. I'm just going to cut the string, cut the hook off, turn it loose. Fish will abscess that hook and kick it out of their body within about 2-3 days. So it's a very
Safe way.
safe, well, what do they call it?
Humane.
Yes, a humane way to release them. So with that, I think we're going to go home and get out of the wind. Close out this video and see where we go from there. So we're home. It was a fun day. It was pretty windy up there. We caught several fish. I think we caught about 20. We were there, what, 3 hours maybe?
Yeah.
I think it was 3 or 4 hours total. And it took a while for them to get hitting, but once they started biting, we were getting a bite every 2 or 3 minutes. Caught some, missed some, and had a good time. Even though it was windy, we still had a good time, and we still caught plenty of fish. And you know, the worst day fishing is still better than the best day working, so that's a plus. Cameron had a little hard time finding his mojo this morning, and he had a little bit of a as you can see.
It's air conditioning.
He sat down and He looks at me and he goes, I just ripped my shorts. But about that time he was getting tangled and having trouble with his bait, and it was quite funny. I got a good laugh out of it. Unfortunately, we didn't catch it on camera because our videographer went for a hike around the lake. So anyway, with that, I think we're gonna close down and
Like, subscribe, and share this video.
And we'll see y'all next time.
thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Bye.